Welcome. This is The Great Listener. So today we're going to focus really quickly on 3 ways to embrace your inner judge. Some of you may be wondering, who is my inner judge? What do you mean by inner judge? Other things that we may consider this is inner critic, the devil on your shoulder. There's a lot of different ways that you can think of what an inner judge, who your inner judge is. So when you think of your inner judge, just remember that your inner judge will go against your vision because it speaks only fears associated with discomfort. So your inner judge is only doing what it was designed to do. Your inner judge is there to make sure that you're safe. Your inner judge is there to make sure that you don't step out of the confines of who you're known to be. And it kind of creates a bit of comfort. So if someone says, hey, why don't you try this or try new food? And for an example, it would be me and trying sushi, which I've tried once or twice. But there was a time where I was like, nah. And the inner judge would say, no, don't try that. Look at it, smell it, da-da-da-da. So the inner judge speaks up, steps up to protect you, to guard you, right? And this is important because we're not trying to get rid of this inner judge because the inner judge will always be there. So to flip that is embracing your inner judge. And I think it's very powerful when you can embrace your inner judge because you then become in control. So 3 ways to embrace your inner judge. The first thing to do is name your inner judge. Think about when parents give birth. They give their child a name. So it shows that you were there from the beginning. So give your inner judge a name. You were there from the beginning so you understand what this inner judge is going to do because it's consistent. It's only going to operate in that same way where it's concerned about you. It wants you to stay in comfort. So own that you can create and give a name to this inner judge. You can call your judge Marquel, Cynthia, Boo Boo, Block Boy, whatever you want to call your inner judge. Have fun with it. But be sure to consistently remember that when those thoughts or those feelings come up that's trying to block your vision or speaking only to your fears, that's your inner judge. And you have to pause for a minute and speak to Marquel. So the first way to embrace it is give your inner judge a name. Number 2, affirm your inner judge's experience. Treat this like a baby, right? You want to help them understand that what you're experiencing, I get it. I understand where you're coming from. But because I understand where you're coming from, doesn't mean that I need to follow through with it, but I can affirm that. So for an example, if you were feeling fearful to eat sushi, you had all these people around you. Now your inner judge, Marquel, is now talking to you and saying, hey, if you don't eat this sushi, people are going to laugh at you. You should probably say you're sick. You should probably, go to the bathroom when they're about to get it. Whatever emotions may come up, affirm your inner judge. Affirm Marquel and talk to Marquel and say, hey, Marquel, I totally understand that sushi is something I've never eaten before. It's something new to my palate, and I'm aware of that. Thank you. I appreciate you checking in. I appreciate you letting me know. And it is something new that I may engulf, and it may be something new that I'm going to try, right? And the third thing to do to embrace your inner judge is to speak power over it. Remember that you are ruling over your life. I consider that your Holy Spirit, not just your soul, but your spirit. The spiritual man within you rules over and decides how your soul is going to move, how your flesh is going to move. You get to make a decision because you have rule over it completely. So you can speak to your inner judge and tell your inner judge, hey, I understand that this sushi thing is catching you by surprise, but guess what? I'm going to try this today because it's going to be a new experience for me, and I've never experienced this before. So speak power over your inner judge. Once you speak power over your inner judge, anything that your judge tries to tell you will now be minimized, and that noise quiets because you spoke power. You allowed your inner judge to understand. You allowed Marquel to know that, yeah, you're right. This is something I've never tried before. But guess what? I'm going to try this because it's a new experience for me. And I want to experience that. I want to know what this tastes like. And what's the worst that can happen? I can probably get sick. But what are the odds of me getting sick? Very slim to none. I'll check it out. And I'll decide for myself if I want to continue to enjoy sushi. So that's 3 ways to embrace your inner judge. Hope this was helpful for you today. You are definitely tuning in to The Great Listener. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to put your comments in the chat and talk to you soon. Peace.